Ka'ala la Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rachak Wadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders, great millstone, peace and blessings unto the elect of the nation of Israel, men, women, and children. Shalom. All right. As you see here, the title states, "He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity." This lesson is going to be centered around, us ruling over Esau, Edom, and the heathen nations in the kingdom. All right, and basically the heathen are ruling now, but their sole purpose in their whole existence is to serve the Israelites. All right, Yahweh Bashmal Shai made the heathen, all right, to serve us. All right, and they're ruling over us now according to prophecy, Esau, Edom, but the heathen are also ruling and reigning alongside this beast system with the horde that rides upon it. And the Lord has allowed that to happen because of our disobedience. But according to prophecy, we turn back, fully seek Him, repented, right? He will put the heathen back in their stead of being in servitude to us. And the heathen were given inheritance to who? Yahweh Shai. All right. And Lord willing, we rule and reign alongside Him the first go around. We're going to have the heathen for inheritance also. All right. But they're ruling over us now. All right. But in the time coming, we will rule over them. All right. The Lord is allowing us to go through situations, obstacles, and circumstances. All right. And we have to reign and rule over ourselves, rehearse the righteous acts while we're in this mortal state, this fleshly carnal state, until we're changed into the image of Yahweh. But in the kingdom, they will serve us. The book of Joel states that. All right. And I got a few scriptures here showing that, salvation is not for everybody. All right. We read the Heavenly Father, the omnipotent God, Yahweh, Bashmal Shah, views the nations as spittle. And spit is a very vile, lowly. You don't regard it, and to spit on somebody is very disrespectful. So this is how the Heavenly Father looks at the nation opposed to His chosen people. He cares for them, comforts them, chastens them, leads them in the right way with the heathen. All right. This is how He thinks of them. All right. And we're going to rule over them in the kingdom rigorously. All right. Hard. All right. Esau eat him for 1,000 years, then he will be excluded, exterminated. But the nations will be beaten with the rod of iron, as according to, the promise, the prophecy, right, that Yahweh Shai stated in the book of Revelation. Nonetheless, let's get right to it, and the Lord willing, this is edifying. All right, this is Isaiah chapter 40 and verse 13. Who have directed the Spirit of the Lord, or being His counselor, have taught Him? With whom took He counsel, and whom instructed Him, and taught Him in the path of judgment, and taught Him in knowledge, and shewed to Him the way of understanding? ? Nobody. All right. Isaiah 40 and 15. Behold, the nations, the heathen, all right, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as the small dust of the balance. Behold, He taketh up the isles as a very little thing. And Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beast there is sufficient for a burnt offering. Isaiah 40 and 17. All nations, meaning heathen, before Him are as nothing. He don't regard, He doesn't care. And they are counted to Him less than nothing in vanity. So we know He's the living God. He ruleth in the kingdom of men. He's allowed them to rule. All right, the powers that be are ordained of the Most High. All right, Romans 13. But he don't care for them. All right, Yahweh Shema Shah is just and fair. All nations have got a chance to rule and reign upon earth and put forth their way and influence and have us in captivity. All right, so our kingdom, the kingdom of Yahweh Shema Shah, our glory, our victory, we look forward to, Lord willing, for sacrificing His life, which is, our reasonable service. That's going to come with Yahweh Shah, Lord willing, in the kingdom of heaven. All right. The heathen are going to build up our castles, our palaces, the land of Israel. Scriptures talk about that. right? But the Yahweh Bashmal Shah looks at the nations as nothing. So there's no way they can be delivered or saved. Yahweh Shah did not go up on the cross for no heathen, man. All right, Matthew 10. Let's go to 2nd Ezra 6. And these are scriptures that we learn, coming in. Scriptures say desire the sincere milk. All right, and this is building blocks, foundation scriptures that we learn coming into our heritage, our faith. All right, this belief. All right, no matter what anybody say, we can always come back and read these precepts and know, hey, yeah, the Lord is not saving everybody. Salvation is only for Israel. All right, and if salvation was for everybody, who's going to build up the kingdom? Who's going to be beat with the rod of iron in the kingdom of heaven? All right, it's going to be the heathen. You see? All right, we're seeing them ride Rolls Royces and Corvettes, and even I'm talking about low level, but the elite of the heathen, man, they jet set. All right, they have servants, maids. They don't fold clothes. The elite of these nations, man, they're on another level. All right, and those are going to be the first fruits. Let me grab that Psalms 147. Bind their kings and nobles with fetters of iron. All right, yes, so we're on the very bottom right now, but it's all right because what? Yahweh when with the leg has blessed us with the truth, his names, and what he's about to accomplish upon the earth. And what he's about to accomplish is destroying the heathen, all right? Destroying their military infrastructure and placing them directly in captivity. Hardcore. Just like we went on them ships, all right, they're going to be sold, man. They're going to be double, all right? And we're going to have the spiritual power to keep them alive through all that, man. All right, so that they can fulfill out their prophecy, this prophecy. All right, 2nd Ezra 6, that day is approaching, man. All right, at the end of World War III, Jacob's trouble, the missiles going off, hitting certain land masses, they have a rude awakening, a rude reality to live, all right? We're going to be gods, man. We're not going to die. We're not going to sin and go off. We're not going to have wicked thoughts. We're not going to be fighting the flesh. We're going to be totally perfect in the image of Yahweh Shai. All right. Getting ready to lay down the laws, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Shai upon earth that everybody has to obey. All right. And they're going to be building up and replenishing and cleansing the earth. All right. 2nd Ezra 6, 54. All right. It says, and after these, Adam is a factor, man. He's a main character, main patriarch, all right, for us as a nation. Yahweh Shah being the most important, all right, thus saith Yahweh, all right, according to the precepts. But Adam is a patriarch, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Adam, all right. It said, Adam also whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. So as I stated at camp, it is a chosen lineage, a seed line, out of Adam, all right? The sons of God going on down to Abraham. Then you have the Israelites, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So it is a chosen family. And one thing that chosen family is an elect remnant that's first going to rule and reign in our kingdom. Revelation 20, the first fruits. All right, Isaiah 6, Salaki 2nd Ezra 6 and 55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. The chosen people out of Adam, all right? The Israelites, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, out of the line of Shem. The world was made for our sakes, all right? 2nd Ezra 6 and 56. As for the other people, the heathen that don't derive from this chosen seed line and lineage, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle. And we just read that it has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from the bell. So that's a precept. And now, Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed, all right, reputed, their reputation, how you view them as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? Right. Into the kingdom of heaven, into the changing of the tide. Yahweh Shai, Joel 3, Zephaniah 2. Let's grab a precept that came to mind when I read devour. All right. And this is just. This is according to the scriptures. This is not according to our own merit. All right. When you put the pieces of the puzzle together, all right, the puzzle shows that they have to pay. All right. And they have to serve. All right. Let's read let me see. Jeremiah 30:16. Therefore, all they that devour thee, being the heathen, as we just read in that precept, 2 Ezra 6. And how they devour us, man. Look at the food we eat. Look at where we're placed in apartments. We're put on a rat wheel, all right? We're taxed. The rhetoric and curriculum taught to our little brothers and sisters, our children, all right? The image that's placed upon us, all the curses, the Lord has allowed them to do this, all right? But nonetheless, they afforded the affliction. They went overboard. Starting with Edom. They devoured us, man, all right? So what we're speaking about is just and upright. No matter how bad they want to say we're hate and slander, hey, no, this is just. All right, you're not going to make us feel any type of way because of what our power, all right, has intended to do for you and what you've done to us. And not just in this lifetime of America, man. This is a generational thing, man, that's been done. All right, we've been studied. Esau has studied and particularly found ways to cast us down, man, and keep us down. So he's devoured us, all right? And the Lord has allowed him to do that. Jeremiah 30:16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, all the heathen shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and I will, in all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. Jeremiah 30:17. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord, because they called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. All right, so the healing is starting with this word, Yahweh Shai, the ointment. I always like to say that, but the ultimate final healing would be in the kingdom of heaven, where we're changed. All right, we're ruling, and the Lord is, our defense. All right, and we can't be cast down. All right, because we're, changed into another manner of being. All right, let's go back to, what was that, Isaiah 46, just 6. Shit on Jeremiah. Let's go to Psalms 2. All right, Psalms 2 and verse 6. Let me see, bear with me. Psalms 2 and 6. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree. The Lord hath said unto me, thou art my son, and this day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. So Yahweh Shai was given in the rulership of King David and Solomon, which was, I believe, 80 years roughly that we ruled and reigned. Right, and our glory and our majesty of our kingdom, of our rulership went throughout the earth. All right, and the wisdom, the knowledge or the excellency of the knowledge of us having wisdom and flourishing spread throughout the earth. 40 years King David and 40 years under Solomon, 80 years total. We had rest and peace amongst our nation. All right, and what was taking place, where the heathen was building up Solomon's palaces, King David had garrisons in Edom. He was ruling over. They were ruling over the heathen. They had them in subjection. All right, Psalms 2, for the most part, they had the Hamites, Elam. They had their land, but we had Edom, under wraps, so to speak. All right. We had the upper on them, Psalms 2 and 8. All right. Again, Psalms 2 and 9 says, thou shalt break them with a rod of iron, thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. And that's going to happen, to those who overcome and get the victory through Yahweh Shai. All right, they're going to get to experience that, man. All right, dashing the heathen in pieces and judging them. All right, and teaching the Elam, Ammon, Moab. They're going to be beat too with a rod of iron, but eventually they're going to learn the righteousness. All right, because they're going to have to be on earth and they're going to have to abide by our standard, just like we had to do in the time we were on bottom. Nonetheless, Psalms 2 and 10, be wise now, therefore, you kings, be instructed, you judges of the earth. All right, let's go here. Revelation 2 and 26. Let's go to 25. Revelation 2 and 25. But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. All right, the heathen are enemies, our adversaries. All right, they devoured us. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. All right, there you have it. You see, let's go to Revelation 10. So it's coming full circle. Revelation 13, 9 and 10. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Captivity is servitude, slavery, bondage. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. All right. So the saints are the Israelites, the hopeful elect remnant that's waiting upon the word of the Lord to be fulfilled upon earth, and this is a part of it. All right, us having them, all right, having the mastery over them. Let's go to Psalm 149. Let the saints be joyful. Psalm 149 and 4. For the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashmal Shai taketh pleasure in his people, as we read 2 Ezra 6, Isaiah 40, Jeremiah 30. All right, this is why we're going through hard paths and we're being chastened. The Lord cares for us. All right, the Lord chasteneth every son whom he receives. All right, Lord will of the elect. Psalm 149 and 4. He will beautify the meek with salvation. Right, the new covenant, going up into the chairs, the true rapture. All right, which I'll do a lesson on that, Lord willing, here shortly. He says, let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praise of the Most High be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. This honor have all his saints. All right. Israelites, gather my saints together, those that have made a covenant with me. All right. So the Lord has set for us to rule over the heathen, but we have to endure and hold on, man, and keep fighting. Keep fighting the flesh, subjecting ourselves, all right, and going through this fiery trial of our faith so that we can be found worthy to rule, all right, and receive the inheritance, all right, the gifts, and come into the gifts and the covenants and the promises, all right, through Yahweh Shai. All right, nonetheless, I'm going to read Isaiah 14 and 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for service and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. There you have it. All right. Isaiah 16:10. The sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. You see, there you have it. The sons of strangers, the heathen. Many more precepts, man, just Lord willing, that's edifying real quick. All praise and glory goes unto Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakakwadash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakakwadash Shalom.